So I've been asked by one of my clients to speak about being a white woman in this space, being a white shaman, a white woman priestess, and what it looks like to be authentically on that path, which she beautifully reflected to me that she sees me in, without appropriating or extracting or trying to just adopt other people's tools and practices and ways. And for me, it's quite simple. It's like a really deep connection to this earth, understanding that I am a center of a complex web of relationships, and I have a connection to spirit and a council of guides and spirits and elders who support me on this path. And this has taken time to cultivate, to learn, to acknowledge, to understand. But I do know that I am walking a path that is mine because there was no choice. I was given that you have no choice, this is your path. And then I was shown every step of the way how to navigate healing and ceremony. And every time I'm learning, every client, every situation I'm in, I'm always meeting new tools, new gifts, new experiences. But I've experienced enough now to trust the process, to access that guidance, to strengthen my human, my vessel, my boundaries, my clearing. And I'm always moving through new initiations, new levels of that again and again and again. But through that comes then the healing songs that need to be transmitted, the sounds, the movements, the healing touch, if it's required at all. But this engagement with what is actually true, it is not on these are the steps, how you do a ritual or a healing. It's through a deep relationship, through being a vessel to spirit, to that healing energy, and letting it move me into uncharted territories again and again and again. And this is what we need at this time, navigating uncharted territories, being able to relate to the complexity of all things, but be firmly rooted in the here and now, and continually returning to grace, to beauty, to light, to love and simplicity. There's a deep connection I have to that now, that I trust no matter where I go, I can come back to that, and I can safely guide my clients through that. And as a white woman, which is, race is this construct, because what does it really mean? There's so much complex nuance and differentiation within our cultural makeup. There is so many deep lineages. We all have, for 98+% of human history, we were connected to the earth before all the machines arrived, before all civilizations and all of these technological tools. We had a deep shamanic relationship, a deep animate connection. There is evidence for this all over the world, no matter where you come from. This is what we're rooted in. This is where we come from. And I've been in the research of that and in the relationship to that for long enough to know this is where I come from. And this is who I am. I did not choose to become a shaman in my human self. I would much rather have been a researcher, storyteller, facilitator, holding space for indigenous cultures, stories and gatherings and cultural exchanges. But to actually come into a deeper understanding of these cultures and this research and these stories and how to actually support weaving them together, I have this relationship, and this is why I'm able to recognize it in these cultures, and actually to come into a deep rootedness in my ancestry, a deep understanding of who I am and where I'm coming from, even if I don't have all the intellectual details and information, a deep sense, feeling, this is where I come from, the earth herself, the stars, this deep relationship between earth and spirit. And I connect to, the truth. I don't have to do anything. I don't need to be perceived in any way. I will only move from a place that I'm being called forward to, be in service with. But this has allowed me to actually be in true cultural exchange, and then meeting and learning from other cultures, if only to remember how much complexity, depth, and richness there is in this shamanic well. And it is never going to be accessed by people who try and force, colonizers who try and take and extract. Any of us who are coming with that energy will immediately be shut off. You can never access the truth, the depth, the real thing from that energy. Also, AI can never extract it or communicate it. Not all knowledge is on the internet. Not all knowledge is in books. Our knowledge is held in complex, deep relationships, in ritual, in ceremony, in land, in community, and with song and story and dreams as ways we connect to these deeper forms of knowledge, these complex wells of understanding. And to, you know, be now at a moment in time where we have some of the last living libraries, some of the last elders in communities who are holding the most complex depth level of knowledge. We are at a really interesting point, right? To meet with these elders, to support in any way we can. This is what the work we're doing with my nonprofit institute, Soul Seed Gathering. We are supporting the future knowledge keepers and wisdom keepers, and we are inviting each of us to come back into that deep earth time connection. And this is so important. It's so important to not avoid or be fearful of other cultures because of the color of our skin, or feeling like, oh, we might take a wrong step. You want to take your time. You don't want to force. You don't want to try and just take. You have to watch your unconscious patterns. You have to see these ways that the colonizer could come through each of us, and you cleanse that, you clear that, you come into this deep simplicity, actually, this deep, like, I'm open and I'm ready to go, but I'm also strong, I'm also boundary. Just because I'm going to learn with another culture and another territory doesn't mean I need to take on all their ideas and take it all as true and valid. I can come in as a visitor and be in this really interesting, beautiful cultural exchange and keep developing my embodied relationship to life and to this world, and develop real wisdom. So that's what I feel like it means to be a white, authentic shaman or priestess at this time. Like, who are you responsible to? What are you engaging with? How are you connecting to your healing practices? Are they just this, you know, iterations or hollowed out rituals and tools? Are we just copying or taking, or have we been taught certain things that are just like this template? Or are we authentically connecting to spirit, to guides, and are moving from that place and are helping what is actually needed for any individual territory, community, situation, and moment in time? Because I am always surprised. Whatever I could think in my mind is never what it actually is, and that makes it so beautiful. It makes it this amazing path where I'm always learning and engaging with this world, and I invite you into that path as well. Whoever you are, we're not all shamans and priestesses, but we can engage with the shamanic, and we can look to these healers and elders and wisdom keepers and guides and leaders to provide maps needed at this time. You know I am born into the skin and into my exact human experience for a very particular reason. I have many privileges, and my only question is, how can I use them in the best possible way to move forward and to support the whole? And so, again, I feel like that's the question. What can we do to show up with whatever we've been given in life and bring it forward in the best way we can and help others raise up also? This is not just about individuals. We're coming into this beautiful relationship to council, to community again, and understanding how can we be in these exchanges, in these relationships, however challenging or difficult, how can we be in these to keep learning and to keep growing and to keep moving forward, and let us all each be an example for one another of what that can look like. It's forever a learning game. We can't be afraid to make mistakes. We have to just keep moving forward. So I'm offering love to whoever you are on your path, and I hope to meet you soon.